so now we are on group. So this is going to be 2 Chinese players because you don't see any text there. That means that both players are using Chinese or some sort of Asian characters in their name. So we won't know who they are. Okay, so we got an India versus an Inca. Inca versus India. Alright, so that should be a pretty good one. So let's see what that one's all about. Should be pretty nice. So in this matchup, basically we're going to see a lot of things. Pretty much both civs, I would say, are very solid in 1v1. You know, for different reasons. For India, they just have a really good setup where you can get an aggro fort, hold it somewhere in the map, either defensively or offensively. And you got a really nice way to roll in a nice semi-fast fortress with plenty of Gurkhas and elephants and sepoys to go around. As for Inca I feel like has a great economic advantage because of these wonderful structures here you call concha houses. Concha houses are basically houses that trickle food. About 0.6 food to be exact, so it's pretty good. I mean, once you get all these concha houses, the food really stacks up and it really helps the Incan economy quite good. So yeah, that's what we'll probably see there pretty much. What's going on here? This guy's explorer there, probably looking for some things to get. Yeah. Gonna be shipping in 3 villagers, very nice. It's called Mod. It looks like a fast fortress deck because notice how there's no units in Age 2, there's not even the 2 Warhats card. He's going to be going for a fast fortress in Age 3 and be relying on his Bolaz warriors, his Huerica fighters, his Macemen, and yeah, he also has a big Chimu shipment there as well. Also has the Machu Picchu and the support card for the Chima runners, so looking a lot more oriented towards Age 3, if anything, and then Age 4, to another extent. Very, very nice, yeah. So let's see how this turns out. Aging up with the Chief. Chief is always a very solid age up option. Oh, the Wise Woman. Yeah, go up with the Wise Woman. The Wise Woman's very wise indeed, so that'll help you out quite a bit there. And trying to figure out with the Indians, what's the Indian deck like before we continue. So, Indian deck, this is really a standard Indian deck. Really contains all the bare minimum stuff you need, which is the 700 wood, 700 gold, Sepoy, Sawar, Diplomatic Intrigue, your Forest Logging, and then your Tiger Claws. So that's good. Now, this card here, Tiger Claws, this is always a good one to include because sometimes you're going to find yourself in a situation where you're stuck in Age 2 and you really need something to rip through their skirmishers. And the Tiger Claws will do it really well. They got some really good multipliers there on top of just being a good hand cavalry. So that's typically something you want to look for there in the matchup, I would say. Yeah. So now we got the aggro fort going up here, sort of mid-map. So we are probably going to see some initial Sepoy aggression by the India towards the Incas. How the Incas respond, they're probably going to try to turtle up and go for that fortress age because that's what we're seeing. They have also gone for their community plaza. Does anyone know right now? Yep, they got a llama on there. So they got a llama who's currently generating how much XP per second? About 1 XP point per second. So that is pretty good. Honestly, that'll help out quite a bit. And gonna get 700 coin. That should time for a really good fast fortress timing. And from there, should be able to start out with Huerica fighters to fight the Sepoys, and then follow up with Bolaz warriors in case Sawars might become an issue or the Ottoman delis with the consulate. Yeah. Alright, the Agra fort is up. Looks like he can start to produce some sepoys. He's already got this first one queued. Also, when you age up with Agra 4 and age 2, you do get 2 free sepoys as well. So, if he does afford all 5 of them, he can push ahead with 7 sepoys right from the get-go, which can be very good. It's also shipping in about 700 wood as well. So again, it's infrastructure rate, which I think is a pretty good idea as well. Yep, very good actually. So it should work quite nicely there, indeed. So what happens on this side, yeah. Sepoy in that spot.
Huh. Adesh.
Again, the 210 XP treasure there, very nice. Comes some more sepoys, very good. Here comes the 300 export, diplomatic intrigue, very nice. Also picking up the professional hunters to improve the food rate. Not a bad idea, so you can afford more sepoys. Sepoys, as you know, very expensive food musketeers, since they are pretty statistically strong, I would say. Also, Ottoman allies coming in for the 3 hand cavalry, the delis. However, it is apparent when I look here that the Inca is in Fortress Age now, and they just got Machu Picchu. Because now they got the big fortress in their base now. This should give them pretty good defense here, this Pucara. Yep. Also, the Inca's done a good job with converting bandit riders from the treasures. So he can maintain a pretty good starting army of stuff to support him. Which is quite good. Looks like the Inca will focus on macemen, training elite macemen as well as shipping them in. Macemen are pretty good. The macemen, they're a little bit different than doppels. The big thing you'll notice about macemen is they actually have crush armor, which is pretty funny. Yeah, no, they can resist crush damage, which is really cool. Yeah, definitely. And also in terms of their general stats, total damage machine. They like wreck everything, like Wreck-It Ralph good. So that's good. Here comes some of them right now. As you can see, intact, very good. 45 with the 2.5 splash, 325 HP, 20% pierce, and the anti-crush damage. So one thing you can do with these forts is you can actually house your military inside of the fort, and it effectively takes them out of the population equation, which is pretty nice, yeah. Because then you can get a bunch of extra stuff, which can be very helpful. You can fit a ton of extra army in your army, and it ends up working out pretty good, yeah. That's why he's garrisoning those maces in there, yeah. Now he's going to start training more macemen, and then he's shipping in the Bolez warriors. I would say to get some Huerica fighters, because you need something that's also anti-infantry. You can't just go straight up anti-cavalry by itself and expect it to go well, so it's something you need to consider there. Also, the 3 priestesses are also on the committee plaza as well here, so that's going to be generating even more XP per second, about 2.4 XP per second, which is a lot better than the one that we saw before. Here comes the Bolez warriors, here comes the macemen. What are we doing back with India? So India is going to get their Shamanar Gate, right? Shamanar Gate coming up. Problem is, Now the India cannot go Mahouts because they're dealing with the Macemen and the Bulldogs Warriors. So what are they going to do in Fortress Age? Maybe go more in the direction of Gurkha. Does he have Royal Green Jackets? No he doesn't. I keep that card in my deck all the time, Royal Green Jacket, so I can potentially get my Gurkhas like another multiplier. When they're doing 3x against, you know, the heavy infantry, so they're much more like the European skirmishers to that extent, so yeah. That's what I do there. Okay, so let's see if these Indian infantry can back up enough from the Macemen. Look at that, that's pretty good. Quite solid actually. So now what's going to happen is you have to retreat now, pull back, go back, and get away from that. Yeah, it's quite good. Agra Fort going down with ease because of the high siege on those Macemen. They're like mega siege troopers in the way that they operate. Yeah, they're pretty good. They actually are classified as siege troopers too, by the way, so if you have anything like Minutemen or whatever, try to shoot them at these guys because they'll go down a lot quicker that way. Oh, he's got the Arumi though. Beautiful, beautiful. Arumi is every heavy infantry's worst nightmare because they're basically a melee skirmishers. They have multipliers. Look at him, he's flinging the Arumis in the air. Look at the Arumis going, Hamla! Hamla! Like that, into the air. It's crazy. Wow, insane. Mate's been going to work, yeah. Look at them all going flying now, yeah. Look how far he flung that one. That one went like feet in the air. I wonder if the Incas really had bases that were that powerful. They could literally send like a conquistador like flying through the sky. Even with this full plate armor on. That'd be insane. That was true. Big time. So yeah. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Here comes the Mahout shipment. Very nice. Oh, he's going for the little one. He's going for the baby 350 food one. There's also a 1,000 food one that gives you 3 Mahouts, which I personally like to send first. So you're hitting with a larger force of cavalry and then follow it up with the 350 one. So then you have that extra set of 2 elephants as the support for the main batch of 4 of them, which would be the free one you get with the Shaman Argate and then the 3 you get from the Mahout shipment, basically. Yeah.
शरीर मार सकता है पर आत्मा अमर है शरीर मार सकता है पर आत्मा अमर है
I switch into the British allies, very nice. This is a typical move once you get your Mahouts in yet, because the Brits improve the hit points of all your units when you're allied to them. For the infantry, it's good, but it's not like a huge effect. But for the Mahouts, because of what their base HP is, it really makes them into mega tanks because they start out with like over 1,000 HP. And then when you give them a fraction of HP through the consulate, you see like a really big drop in the big jump in the HP on those elephants, and then they can do a lot more in tough combat situations where they might be fighting dragoons or hand infantry in the end. Okay, so what was he gonna send? Siege elephants now? He's got siege jellies? Oh, that's interesting. He's got siege jellies now. Be careful with those macemen, they'll ruin your elephants. Oh man, they'll knock the elephants right out of the room. just like that. Look at Isaiah when I'm right on top of those macemen. It's just really bad. It's losing those. Oh no! Look at the mace splash attack. Oh man, gotta watch out for that stuff. Look at the set points flying now. Whee! That's hurt like that bad if you're getting thrown in the air that much by it. Absolutely. Appears those siege elephants is delivered. Yep. Very good. Do we see that Huerca shipment in yet? Well, that should be the next one then, if he hasn't gotten it already. Yeah. That's what I would say.
Imanulan dyan na pakpan! Listung kaya. Howdy.
Yeah, it looks like India's got the edge now because now he's got ranged troops, so he can just sort of chase the macemen around the map at this point until he gets Huerca fighters to actually fight back. Yeah. He's gonna try to sneak up here now? What is he doing? I don't know what this Inca's doing. He's just running around the map with units at this point. Oh man. Oh man, look at those macemen. Oh, knocking out the elephants now. That's not good. Imagine if they could send the elephants flying in the air. How mess. That should be a mod there, where the macemen send the elephants flying in the air. That would be pretty funny, actually. Like that. Yeah, big time. But India's on top of his base, though, so I don't know who's gonna win. Look at the base. Look at both of their bases are literally dying before our very eyes. Yeah. No. Okay, is his villagers out there? Yep, he's got his villagers over here now. He's got those retreated. Very good. Very nice.
Imanulan dyan na pakwan.
Now comes up the Huerica fires. That should have been out a long time ago, man. Then you could have fought the Sepoys and done this much more clean way. Because now you have to go through running around the whole map, and it turns into a game of migration and nomad to see who wins. Oh man, this is, yeah, I know, it's like insane what's going on. Real crazy. Really is. I did not expect this sort of situation to happen at all here. Really, not at all. Definitely not. Absolutely not.
Howdy.
Ooh, look, the bill's flying up to. Hamla! Oh no. Great. You gotta attack with just the macemen so you can watch the villagers go flying. That one, whee! Like that, yeah, very nice. Ah! Oh man, great. Oh no, don't use the mace. Don't use the Chimus. You gotta use the maceman. See what happens here. Oh! It looks so unnatural because they're not wailing their legs in pain and like flying. They're just like, it's like they're totally stiff. It's like it's almost as if like the mace is like breaking every bone in their body. They turn into this stiff like Barbie doll flying in the air, fragging. It's like crazy. Yeah. Good match though. That was chaotic. That was a chaotic match. Absolutely. So who ended up resigning? Was it the India or the Inca? I don't know, because this guy got more macemen too. So I think the India resigned. Am I right? Let's check. Yeah, I believe the Inca won that one. What do you think? I think the Inca won that one. From what I'm gathering about the match, yeah, I think the Inca won that one.